Steve, training all but complete now for the weekend, and one of those ones that could be a potential banana skin, but in terms of it, those DMP are much improved from what they were, aren't they?
Yeah, it always feels like that. And yeah, they've obviously had an influx of some really top draw players, and we've seen that in the preview work that we've done prior to this game, that there's clearly an additional element of quality running through their team now. Like the Quins game last weekend, they gave Quins some real trouble in lots and lots of areas. So you know, we expect a big challenge this weekend.
What are you seeing from your own side at the moment? Because the clean sheets and the tries being scored, it's a lot of positives, isn't it?
Yeah, I said this before in an interview though. When you sit down after the game and you reflect on it, you see it slightly differently to when you're actually in the moment and you're in it. So like the Saracens and the Bristol games, you know, great performances, great score lines, but in the moment you feel like it's a real battle, because that's exactly what it is. And then you reflect on it afterwards and you go, do you know what, that's actually a really positive performance. And there was elements of that last week against Wasps as well, where 15-20 minutes in, you know, the scoreline is still very close, and you think, well, you know, we're in a real battle here and we've got to find a way to get through this, which we obviously did. So when we're reflecting on these games, we are seeing a huge amount of positives, both sides of the ball, you know. So we're scoring some excellent tries. We seem to be doing a really good job of keeping opposition teams from scoring tries against us. And, you know, hopefully we can continue to do it, but we do recognise the threat that comes at us every week, be it Darlington, be it Wasps, be it Saracens or Bristol. Everyone's capable of scoring tries and everyone's capable of stopping you playing, so we have to be right on it every week.
Steve, you talked about the strength of your squad, and you're seeing that in spades at the moment, aren't you? And you know, people are pushing every week for a starting spot, and they're annoyed when they're not in the team.
Yeah, they are, yeah. And we have to manage that side of it as best we possibly can, and that is challenging at times, because, you know, we've got some really competitive people, and you know, that drives the standards in training. But competitive people generally want to play week in, week out, and obviously there's certain players that aren't getting that opportunity at the moment. So we are doing our very best to manage the squad so that everyone is getting a reasonable amount of game time. But the challenge there is making sure we keep consistent performances while we are making changes to the team. But what's really evident in terms of the quality of the squad is the quality of training that's going on. You know, the unit sessions that we're having, the 15v15 stuff that we're doing, it's just immensely competitive, so it's really driving standards through the week, and at the moment that's transferring onto the field.
You've talked a lot in recent weeks about how your newcomers have settled in now. They really have adopted the Chiefs way almost, haven't they? They're very much in the picture.
We think we've got a special group, you know. So we've got an immensely talented group of rugby players, but we think we've got some wonderful people as well, and you know, how welcoming and inviting the players that were already here have been to the new girls coming in. It's a really nice thing to see. So yeah, we think we're really fortunate that we've got some excellent rugby players, but they're better people than they are rugby players, and that makes for a really good squad environment.
On paper, everyone will expect you to be easy winners at the weekend, but what are you expecting from DMP?
Physicality. That's something they bring in spades. There's certain elements of their attack, particularly around their set piece attack, that is really difficult to defend. So you've got to be right on it there. And look, they have that thing in them where they just fight continually. And I said that in itself is a huge compliment, that they're prepared to fight for 80 minutes. So, as I said, we know we've got to be on it this weekend to get a result.
Last game before a break, it's a good chance to just put in one final big performance, isn't it?
Yeah, and like all being well, if we get the result that we hope we get, it'll have been a really positive block of games. You know, we knew it was a hugely challenging period of games, this five game block pre-Christmas. So we've ticked 4 of them off so far. All being well, we can, if we get the right level of emotion and the right level of performance, we get a result this weekend, and then we can sign off the last 5 weeks, and then the girls can have a little bit of a break before we do it all again.